Okay, race fans, we're back. This is, obviously if you're watching this now, it's a recording. Fortunately, still having ISP internet service provider issues as far as upload bandwidth. So we're going to have to record this one and we'll get it up as soon as the race is over. So apologies go out to all those out there, but we'll get this one in the books either way, one way or the other. But that being said, we are underway in qualifying. Our drivers out there looking to put in their best foot forward in qualifying. This is week number 9. That brings us to Laguna Raceway. Let's take a quick look here at the race conditions we have available for us this evening. 67 degree air temps. That's going to give us 96. Oh, just popped up to 97 there now, actually. Degree Fahrenheit track temp. So it's a toasty one in Napa Valley, Monterey Peninsula area of California. So we'll clear that out of the way. You can see on the clock 2:45 left to go in qualifying. Right now we got DJ Alessandrini up top of the standings. He's got a quick lap of a 1:21.4. That's going to place him up top with Philip Adams in second spot. Philip with a 1:21.6, just under 2/10 back of DJ for second spot. And Zachary Rubin currently holding down third spot. That's a new name, I believe, to the league here. Welcome in, Zachary. Kevin Mead and Adrian Adams, the other Adams, round out the top 5. The Adams family looking strong so far in the top 5 here at Laguna Seca. See how they're able to hold out as the race goes on. We'll see if they can maintain their top 5 starting position here as we head towards the start of the race. But while we have a moment, let's see if we can take a quick look here at our championship standings. So let's pop over and see what we've got here. Looking at us in the top 20, we've got Chad Sosnowski up top of the championship standings. He's got 1,061 points over Brian Zinn in second place at 959. So we've got 122 points separating those two right now. So real tight, 102. Let's do some better math here. 102 points separating our top 2 in the Sunday GT3 series. Paul Langer in third at 936 points. You see Mark Miller, DJ Alessandrini's dropped down into 5th. He's missed the last couple of weeks, so that's cost him in points. Jay Warren in 6th, Philip Adams in 7th. Roman Bykoff, Brian Limke, and Tony Phillips round out the top 10 in the championship standings. Move over to finish up the top 20. We've got Joey Jr. in 11th, Austin Diltz in 12th, Greg Brockway in 13th, Jason Estevez in 14th, Justin Atchison in 15th spot, Edmund Craig Ream in 16th, Ty Johnson in 17th, Kevin Zhu in 18th spot, Kelly Greeno holds down 19th, and Morgan Smith in 20th spot overall for our championship. We'll get back out to the track here now. We'll take a quick look, see what we've got left in qualifying. 24 seconds still. DJ Alessandrini up top, although Kevin Mead has jumped up into second spot, bumping Philip Adams down to third. Zachary Rubin in 4th, and Adrian Adams still holding down 5th, so looking strong. Possibility for the Adams family to start up top of this one in the top 5 anyways, as it stands with 4 seconds to go in qualifying. There's the clock ticking over to 0, and that'll get us ready for the start of this race. So just wait for timing and scoring to get itself sorted back out for the start, and let's go take a look at how we're going to shape up on the start of this one. As mentioned, we got DJ Alessandrini. He's going to start on pole. Kevin Mead to his outside. Philip Adams will be starting P3 with Zachary Rubin beside him. Adrian Adams in 5th. Austin Dilt's going to start to his outside. Justin Hall in 7th with Paul Langer in 8th. Roman Bykoff in 9th. And Kevin Zhu is going to start 10th on the field. In 11th, we're going to see Ryan Lemke, followed by Chad Sosnowski, Jay Warren, and Brian Zinn round out the top 13 to 14. Mark Miller and Troy Banks in 15th and 16th. Christopher Diaz in 17th. Morgan Smith is going to start 18th on the grid. Fabian Heights in 19th. I believe that's another new name. Welcome in, Fabian. Fozzie Fazzillo in P20th. Good to see Fozzie back. Sean Drew in 21st. Justin Atchison's going to start 22nd. We find Tana Crick Carney in 23rd. Christopher Gargano 24th. Kenny Teal 25th. Jason Estevez is going to start 26th. Dylan Furlong in P27. Craig Tester in 28th. Darren Dean, our last driver to set a time, in 29th. We got Greg Brockway in 30th. Michael Bond and Chris Treiber, all with no times. We'll see if they make it to the grid. You see our drivers getting lined up, getting ready to go. Front row occupied by DJ and Kevin Mead. As we mentioned, it looks like we're going to do a full pace lap here this evening at Laguna Seca. So drivers are all lined up on the front stretch. See Barney here waiting in his flag tower, green flag in hand. Waiting for our drivers to start pulling away behind the pace car to start their pace lap. Clock striking down. I believe we just ticked over. We should see the pace car move away slowly. And there he goes. Goes the field. 31 cars have made the grid so far. It looks like Chris Treiber is not going to make the grid this evening. The rest of our field underway. Yeah, since we have a full pace lap, let's take a moment to go through our sponsors for this season. First up, Apex Sim Racing Gear. Apex Sim Racing for immersive racing gear. They carry Cube Controls, Momo, Moza Reels, Moza Racing, Simagic, OBP, Motorsport, OMP Motorsports, Rich DPC, and Apex Sim Racing brands. You'll find the link below to visit Apex Sim Racing and get your Apex This discount. Next up, we have Full Speed Sim Coaching. Full Speed Sim Coaching, where your personal coach will make you a better sim racer. Blake's mission is for you to get a better understanding of sim racing fundamentals to take you to the next level. He uses visual guidance and telemetry analysis to cater to novice and intermediate racers using iRacing and the Assetto Corsa. Full Speed Sim Coaching, again, as well. You can find the link to them in the description below this video. Next up, due for this season, Get Good Racing. Get Good Racing with one-on-one coaching or a self-directed course. Get Good Racing has what you need to improve your iRacing skills. Marion is a 5K iRacing driver with multiple track records under his belt. Being one of the top 1% of iRacing drivers, his passion has always been to enhance driving skills, putting in countless hours of practice as showcased on his YouTube channel. He's worked with hundreds of students, all have seen improvements right from the first session. He takes pride in his knack of breaking down complex ideas into easily digestible bits for everyone to grasp. Therefore, he believes he can help people improve quickly. Get Good Racing. Find them in the video description below. So see our drivers about to catch the green flag. Let's pop over to the flag stand. We see Barney standing there anxiously at attention with the flag, ready to roll. There's the green flag. Oh, green lights. Barney's a little delayed, but the green lights are out and we're underway. Field heading through turn one into the Andretti hairpin. First time around into the Andretti hairpin. Looks like everybody's going to get through. So far, so good. A couple cars dropping some tires on the grass out there, or grass, dirt here. A lot of sand around Laguna Seca. Oh, looks like just Christopher Diaz has spun. Fortunately for Christopher, he's going to back that car up and get carried on away, but it looks like he's our first casualty so far. Otherwise, the rest of the field all still moving along. Nice to see. Nice start here by our grid this evening. 31 cars made the track. Looks like Chris Treiber did make it out. He had a pit lane start, so all of our drivers on track now as we jump on board with Philip Adams, currently the head of the Adams family contingent in P2. He's managed to get by Kevin Mead at the start of this one. He's now hold down the unfortunate position of trying to chase down DJ Alessandrini up ahead. See DJ this week changing the paint scheme on his Audi. He's gone with the HKS schematics. Currently out front though, he's being chased down by a slew of Porsches. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Porsches from P2 to P7. All currently trying to chase down our leader, DJ Alessandrini. Oh, looks like something just happened to Dylan Furlong. He's moved down. Oh, Dylan Furlong and Michael Bond touch. They get straightened out though. That could have went a whole lot worse than what happened there, but little rubbings racing. Fortunately, nobody gets spun around. Just a little paint traded, but everybody will carry on. We're on board with Kevin Zhu, the first of our Lambo drivers this evening. He's got Paul Langer behind. Oh no, somebody's just went off there. I believe that was Adrian Adams, second of our Adams family drivers. Off into the wall. He's going to... He's just waiting for a moment to merge back on. Fortunately, this is a steady stream of cars. He's almost got to wait till the whole field goes by. Fortunate for him. See if we can catch a look at what happened there a little later on. But he's going to get back on track. We're on board here now with Justin Hall. He's trying to chase down Roman Bike off ahead in the pink Porsche. So they head into Andretti Curve. Or sorry, the Andretti Hairpin, not the Andretti Curve. I'm going to mix it up with Rainy Curve, which is a little later on in the track. We'll see if we can pick that up later on. Roman currently holding down 5th spot, just ahead of Justin. Leading around a pack of cars. On board with Brian Zinn in the first BMW we have in the field here. Surprisingly, we've seen the BMWs being fairly competitive this season in Apexis. Most of the tracks we went to, we've seen a couple of BMWs up towards the top, which hasn't exactly been what we've seen in seasons past. The BMWs lacked a little bit, but it looks like they've balanced it back out this season. Zinn currently up 4 spots into the top 10, currently holding down 10th spot. So we check back in with Philip Adams. Now pretty much the sole driver holding down the representation for the Adams family is Adrian Adams. Has fallen all the way back to 31st spot on the grid. Looks like Paul Langer's had a bit of an off. See him getting back on track. It could be Chas Nostowski as well. Looks like he's gathering himself back up on track. Could have been an incident between the two of them. Pick that up shortly. So right back on board with Kevin Zhu. Kevin now will take up the position to try and chase down Roman Bykov. Roman's been able to hold off most of the contenders so far. Keep himself into P6. Kevin with that shark-themed front end of the Lambo looking mighty hungry to try and take a bite out of the Pepto meme machine of Roman Bykov up ahead. Okay, let's take a quick look here that we got a moment. See what happened with Paula Langer moments ago. Paula in the red Lambo heading into Andretti Hairpin. So he's got Austin Diltz on his back bumper there. Oh, Paulo just goes deep into the corner. Tags the back of Kevin Zhu and spins around. Quickly gets himself sorted up, but let's see what happened to Chaz Sosnowski in the same corner and Andretti Hairpin coming down the hill. fighting with Brian Lemke on the inside. Let's see what happens to Sosnowski in the Porsche. So he just coming in a little too hot, a little too much speed. The back end of that car just gives out, spins around and backs it off track, and he's going to rejoin safely. A few positions lost there, but fortunate enough that there's no contact with any of the cars. So we see now Paul Langer back on track, making a move around Morgan Smith, heading up into the corkscrew. That'll give Paulo back one spot that he lost earlier on. That'll demote Morgan Smith down to 17th, up one spot on the day. And Paulo's going to take over P16, down 8 spots from where he started. So he's pushing real hard to try and make up those spots. Next up on his list, Justin Atchison just ahead in that blue BMW. See if Justin's able to hold off Paulo's charge, but right now we've got Kevin Zhu and Austin Diltz battling. It's like Austin's going to make the move around Kevin. He'll now take over that position of trying to chase down Roman Bykov. See if Roman's able to hold off Austin as well as he has the rest of the field that's challenged him so far. So we got a battle here between a pair of Bryans. Lemke and Zinn, a pair of BMWs as well. Currently looking for 9th spot, held down by Brian Zinn. Brian's just got around Brian Lemke. Lemke trying to make that move back around. See Zinn hammer the inside turtle curve there. That's going to cost him a couple tenths. Lemke thinking about making a move into the corkscrew. They're going to battle. Let's see how this one plays out. Looks like Zinn going to hold on to it for now. Well, they battle. That's allowing Troy Banks to close down that gap on them. Troy up 5 spots into P11. Nice run so far for Troy in that all-black Ferrari. See this battle heading on to the front straight. Sure if Lemke's going to have enough of a run to try and make a move into the Andretti hairpin. We'll see, looks like he can stay tucked in for now. Thought about making a late dive under the inside, but he's unable to hold him off. Amazingly enough, while they're battling here, they are pulling Roman Bykov in. As Roman, something happened to Roman as Austin Diltz and Kevin Zhu both got around him, and Roman's fallen back. It's lured him into the clutches of Zinn. See those BMWs charging hard up into the corkscrew. Trying to chase down the pink Porsche of Roman Bykov. We see Austin Diltz, Kevin Zhu heading through the corkscrew. There goes Bykov, Lemke, Zinn, and company. Kevin Zhu, Austin Diltz still battling out. It's for P6 right now. Justin Hall not too far ahead, but as these two battle, he's starting to open up a bit of a gap over them. 2.2 seconds now. They might be best to try and stay nose to tail, draft off each other a little bit, try and close that gap to Justin Hall right now as he's starting to leg it out now. 2.6 over them heading into the Andretti hairpin.
Damn it, sorry, Jason.
We'll see if they start to form a different strategy, if they're going to continue a battle. Last 2 corners, they've stayed fairly tucked in. Kevin Zhu looks a little more content to stay tucked into the back of Austin Diltz' rear bumper as they head into turn 5. See that battle between Lemke and Zinn still carrying on in back of Roman Bykov. Nothing really changed there so far as our pack heads up the hill into the corkscrew as they come up the crest. Looks like no moves so far. Everybody staying in line for the most part. Check in our leader DJ. He's on a Sunday cruise now. DJ's opened up about 7, almost 8 seconds over Phillip Adams in second spot. barring any catastrophe, I think we'll see DJ pull in another win. Meanwhile, Phillip Adams still hold on in second place, although Zachary Rubin and Kevin Mead looking to close that gap now. They've got it down to 7/10 between second and third spot. We'll see if Zachary and Kevin have something to offer Phillip here as the race progresses on. A little further back in the field, we see Michael Bond gets into the back of, I believe that was Justin Atchison, or who was that? Actually, it might have been Craig Tester. Nope. Sure what, that was Atchison's BMW. It's in the back of it, spins around, gets collected up, but Atchison continues on. He's got Chad Sostowski on his rear bumper now. Chad trying to recover from that earlier spin we picked up. Simultaneous spins with Paulo Langer. They weren't involved with each other, just happened to spin off at the same time in the Andretti hairpin. Chad with a little more speed through the corkscrew down section, looking inside and outside on Atchison, trying to find a way around. So we see Morgan Smith just ahead in that blue and white Audi, using a little bit of the dirt on exit out of Rainy Curve. Sosnowski tucked in tight on the back bumper of Atchison now. I suspect he's probably going to make a move here. So they head down the hill. We'll see if Sosnowski looks to the inside. He's going to make the move around Atchison. And he'll take over P17. See Roman Bykov starting to open up a gap now between he and Zinn. We saw Zinn starting to reel in Bykov, but he's falling back to the clutches of Lemke and Banks now. The battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Unfortunately, it looks like Adrian Adams had another issue here. Not his night so far. Heading into turn number 3. Let's see what happens here to Adrian. Oh, just came in a little too hot. He's going to lose the back end of that Porsche. Similar to what we saw happen to Sosnowski in another Porsche earlier on. We see Michael Bond back on track. He's got Darren Dean up ahead of him. It's been an up and down day for Michael Bond. He's still up 4 spots from where he qualified, but we've seen him go up, down, back, and all around. Oh, the back end of that BMW just wiggling heading into the corner. I think he might have scared Darren Dean right off the line. See that BMW wiggling again. I'm not sure kind of set up Bond's running on that BMW, but it looks real loose out there. He's going to make the pass on Darren Dean. That's going to move him up into 26th spot. Phillip Adams still holding off Zachary Rubin for 2nd spot. Kevin Mead in 4th, though, has fallen back a little bit off of these 2 cars. See if Kevin's able to close that gap as we're getting close to the halfway point of this one. Our usual 40-minute race. Generally start seeing drivers come in around the halfway mark. Some guys will pop in a little earlier, trying a different pit strategy. But as it stands, generally we'll see them in around the halfway point of the race. Oh yeah, nice battle shaping up here between Austin Diltz and new driver Fabian Heitz. They've got Paul Langer lurking in behind them too as well. Paul is still trying to recover from the spin earlier. Austin Dilt's also down 8 spots from where he started. We'll have to see if we can pick up what happened to him earlier on. But right now he's trying to put some pressure on Fabian Heights. That's for 13th spot. See them head up the uphill section into the corkscrew. Fabian able to hold off Austin and Paulo now. Paulo looking real strong on the back bumper. It's a good run through there. Austin thinks about ducking to the inside. Fabian's going to carry a little more speed, but he drops a couple tires into the and he's going to have to hold up. Looks like Dilt's going to get by, use a little bit of the dirt. Paulo tries to snatch that position his way out on the dirt, but he's going to have to fall back. See if Langer's able to get a run up the front straight. No, looks like he's going to have to hold tight this time. Fabian doing a good job of making that Ferrari as wide as he possibly can.
Sorry, Zin, I just got in a little deep there, my bad.
These guys are using up as much the track plus some sandy dirt on the outer edges that they can.
Yeah, no worries. That's why you come and try giving you room there.
Check back in on them in a little bit, but let's see what's going on here with Troy Banks and Mark Miller. Mark in the multicolored BMW, hot on the tail of Troy Banks' all black Ferrari.
That's right.
As they drop about 60 feet in the corkscrew, down 6 stories. And Jay Warren's joined the back of this battle too as well in that black and red Porsche. So 3-car battle heading down the front straight. See if anybody makes a move as they head up the hill into turn 2. Mark Miller not close enough to make a move yet on Banks. Banks able to hold him off. Troy's going to lead him around into turn 3, turn 4. Not really any great overtaking overtaking possibilities here. Turn 5, if you can get a good run into turn 5, you can think about diving to the inside, but for the most part, not a whole lot of strong overtaking opportunities here at Laguna. You really have to commit to a move. Right now, it looks like Troy's been able to hold off Mark Miller as it stands. Mark not able to get the run he needs to try and make that move. Not too far behind them, we've got Brian Lemke, who had a bit of an issue earlier after he was battling Zin. He's dropped back. He's now in the clutches of Austin Diltz in the light blue and white Audi. Austin trying to get around Lemke to take over P12. Looks like he's thinking about making a move to the outside. We'll see if Lemke's able to hold him off. Dilt's going to try and take the long way around, but he's going to lose a ton of speed trying to make that maneuver. Lemke able to stretch out his legs up ahead. As we see Justin Atchison on the pit road there, coming out of pit road. It's our first driver to have popped in and completed his pit stop. We've got Chris Gargano heading into the pits here now. So we are in the pit window. We'll see some drivers starting to play some strategy going for the undercut versus the overcut. So we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, let's take a quick look to see what happened to Lemke earlier as he was battling on the back and in. See another one heading into Andretti hairpin, just carrying a bit too much speed. Gets up on the inside curb, loses the back end of the BMW, keeps it out of everybody else's way. And safe rejoin, nicely done by Lemke. Made the best of a bad situation there.
Maybe his left is his right.
other people mute the comms in the race, just FYI. So if you're relying on that for safety, then you're probably being dangerous.
Yeah, we see Chad Sosnowski heading into the pits. Chad was one of our early spinners. So it looks like he's going for the undercut strategy. He's going to try and come in earlier. Take advantage of trying to do that. See if he can put in some hot laps coming out and jump cars he's possibly chasing down. So quick stop for Chad. He's going to head back out onto the track, and we'll see where he rejoins into the field once our pit cycles all file through. Back up top, Philip Adams, our second place driver, now feeling a little bit of pressure from Zachary Rubin. Zachary right on the back of him now. They got the lap car of Craig Tester just ahead. Craig's going to move to the inside and let them by. Nicely done. Unfortunately, Zachary wasn't close enough to try and take advantage of the lap traffic. Philip's going to be able to hold him off into turn 2.
No problem.
Troy Banks, Mark Miller now caught up to Brian Zinn. It's now a 4-car battle for 8th spot. None of these drivers have pit yet. Our highest placed driver that's completed his pit stop is Paul Langer. Paul currently in 18th spot, so we should start to see the rest of our top 15 or so who haven't pit heading into the pits very soon. Jump on board with Sean Giroux as he's battling Dylan Furlong. Sean's going to drop a couple tires off into the dirt. It's going to cost him a couple tenths. Dylan's going to try and take advantage of that. As they head into turn 5, Dylan closes that gap up quite a bit on Sean. Sean's going to have to try and use the horsepower of that Lambo heading up the hill to pull away from Dylan. They head up the hill into the corkscrew, over the crest, and down this drop they come. And away they go. Dylan looking inside outside now. Sean able to hold him off. Into rainy curve. Nice tight lines through there by both drivers. Into the final corner. Dylan trying to maximize the exit here to get a run on Sean. Sean has to correct it a little bit of oversteer heading out of the corner. Dylan not quite close enough to make a move into turn 1. Sean's going to be able to hold him off for now. Check back in on the battle between Brian Lemke and Austin Diltz. Diltz still trying to find a way around Lemke. Lemke still holding strong in 12th. We got our battle for P8 just ahead. Still being led by Zinn, although Lemke and Diltz, they're almost on the back end of this pack now, so it's going to turn into a 6-car battle very shortly for P8.
Thank you.
Austin Diltz going to try the outside line on Lemke, and Lemke drifts out wide. Diltz gives him the slightest little touch. Little touch on the end. You hear Austin come over the radio asking Brian not to park it in the middle of the apex. I don't think Lemke meant that, but kind of looked like he came to a almost a complete stop there. Austin had to check up quick to try and not get into the back of him. Looks like Dylan managed to find a way around Sean Giroux. That's going to move him up into 16th spot. They've now got Paulo Langer hot on the rear bumper. Paulo is our highest placed driver who's pit so far, so they aren't actually truly battling for position here, with Giroux and Furlong still having to make their trip down pit road. So I suspect Sean will let Paulo go by fairly quickly here. Looks like Paulo's going to get the inside line into turn 5. And that'll move him up another position. So all of our leaders now onto pit lane. So see DJ heading back out onto track. Looks like he'll cycle back out in 5th place position, possibly 4th. 4th place. Troy Banks will be still tucked in behind, so I would expect to see our remaining drivers in next time. That'll promote Philip Adams up into top spot. But once he hops into the pits, DJ should resume that position, barring any catastrophe on his outlap. So Zachary Rubin was the car that we saw second place Philip Adams in battling with earlier on before DJ ducked into complete his pit stop, promoting Philip into top spot. So Zachary's completed his pit stop. Philip has not, so we see Zachary heading down through the corkscrew now. Looks like Philip's going to go one more lap at least as he's heading in through turn 2, heading into turn 3 now. So I thought we'd see Philip in this time. It looks like he's going to try and push it one more lap. Hopefully he's got enough fuel to make that run. But Zachary had a 54.2 pit stop cone to cone. A little on the slower end from what we've seen. Looks like right now Jay Warren with the quickest pit stop, 50.6. Mark Miller with 51.0. So hopefully those guys took enough fuel, as the majority of the rest of our drivers are all in the 52, 53 second pit lane times. We'll see how that plays out. Depending if they've been in the draft or not most of the race, they'll be able to conserve some fuel, but we'll watch, see if Philip pops into the pits this time. There it is. He's going to head down pit lane to complete his stop. So let's take a look and see where Zach Rubin is. Zach now heading through the corkscrew.
All right, Chad, let's finally leave the place now.
He has approximately 3 more corners to go, and then the front straight. So it's going to be close. We'll see. We'll see where Philip cycles out. Philip's still in his stall now. And Zachary heading down the final corner. He's on the front straight. Here we see Philip Adams heading into the corner. You can see Zachary Rubin in the background there. Philip's back on track. He's going to hold off Zachary Rubin. Kevin Mead's going to manage to jump Zachary Rubin as well. That's going to move him up into 3rd spot. So I mentioned earlier, Zach Rubin with a little bit of a slower pit stop compared to the rest of the field. That's cost him 1 spot and possibly a chance at getting 2nd spot. So he's got 10 minutes to go to try and close that gap and move back up into P2. We'll see if he's able to accomplish it. A little further back, Sean Giroux now having to battle Adrian Adams. Adrian on a recovery run for the ages here. We've seen him have a couple issues early on. Currently in 19th spot, down 14 spots from where he started, but at one point in time he was down at 31st. So Adrian trying to recover, going to the inside of Sean Giroux. Looks like Sean's going to let him have it, tuck in behind him. Sean now trying to hold off Dylan Furlong, as Sean was able to leapfrog Dylan back again through the pit cycles. So those two are going to renew their acquaintances here with 9 minutes to go. See if Sean's able to hold Dylan off. That's a battle for 19th spot, just inside the top 20. Oh, we got a pack of cars here. This battle is deep. It starts with Mark Miller, currently in 10th spot, and it goes all the way back to, it looks like Chad Sosnowski in 16th spot. So we have a 7-car battle being led around here by Mark Miller. Austin Diltz looks to the inside of, oh, sorry, that's a lap car. I thought it was Jay Warren, but no, that's Jason Estevez, a lap down. They just cycle through him. Navigating through traffic's allowed Mark Miller to open up 1.4 seconds over Austin Diltz. Brian Lemke, Paul Langer is now latched onto the back of this pack of cars. Paulo as well, one of our drivers on a recovery run from a spin earlier on. He's got himself back up into 14th spot with potential to move into 10th with this pack of cars. Although with Troy Banks and Brian Zinn battling up ahead, that gap between them and Mark Miller has diminished. It was 2 seconds one lap ago. Now it's down to 1.4 between Zinn and Miller. So that battle closing up. 7 minutes to go. We've now got about 8 cars battling for make it P8 to 15. Oh, Troy Banks is going to spin. Oh, looks like Miller spins as well, trying to avoid him. Troy Banks is going to pop into the pits. I'm not sure why he didn't just turn his car back around and keep going, but either way, Troy Banks ducks out of this one. Unfortunate for Mark Miller, he spun as well. Going to drop him back into 15th spot. Unfortunate for Mark, had a strong run going here tonight. Lemke looking to the inside, Jay Warren. Jay Warren trying to fight back through the corkscrew. Tight battle there. Lemke's going to hold the inside through the next corner. But again, Jay Warren will have the inside through the following corner. These two are going to battle back and forth. Looks like Warren's finally going to take that position back from Lemke. Nice battle through the corkscrew there. Both drivers giving each other plenty of room.
Sweet job going too wide through there, Jay. That was pretty awesome.
And there you hear Lemke through on the radio, congratulating Jay Warren as well for the clean driving. See if we can take a look at what happened to Troy Banks here first. So he just came in too hot into that corner. Oh, and Mark Miller came through, had nowhere to go, and tagged him. Could be why Troy decided to check out. He suffered some damage from that one there. Mark Miller tried to brake, nowhere to go. Oh, he's got the slightest touch from, I think that was... who were they battling with? One of those yellow or white and blue Audis. We got 3 or 4 of them in the field. It makes it difficult to determine which it was, but I believe it was Austin Diltz here. It just barely clipped the corner of Lemke when he came to Miller when he came to an abrupt stop after tagging Troy Banks. Oh no, Zach Rubin had an issue. One of our top 5 drivers.
Thank you, Adrian.
Again, in a Porsche. Could be losing the back end. Looks like he's coming a little hot in the rainy curve. Oh, gets a wiggle. Collects it up. Keeps it off the wall, but loses numerous spots there as we see Roman Bykov pop by. Speaking of Roman, that's going to promote him up into 6th spot, just outside the top 5 now for Roman in the Pepto-Meme machine. With the lap car of Justin Atchison behind him. and lap car of Craig Tester just ahead. So a pair of lap cars separating Roman and Zachary as it stands right now. Up top, battle for P2. Philip Adams currently holding off Kevin Mead. Kevin's got the gap down to about 7/10 now. They're moving into some lap car territory. We've got Morgan Smith and Tanacrit Carney up ahead. It's like Morgan Smith's going to do the right thing, pull to the side and let them move on through. Nicely done by Morgan. Although it looks like Kevin wasn't able to close that gap quick enough to try and take advantage, and that's going to allow Philip to open up that gap now between 1 second between he and Kevin Mead. Next up, they've got another one of the blue and white Audis. This one now of Tanacrit Carney. Another lap car too as well. I suspect Tanacrit will move over and let them cycle through fairly quickly. Check in with our leader, DJ, now out to a monstrous 18-second lead over second place. DJ putting on a clinic out there tonight in first. He could probably spin a couple times now and still come home first place, but Paul Langer caught up to the back of Lemke's bumper. It's a battle for 10th spot, final position in the top 10. Both these drivers we've seen have a bit of an adventurous night with them having to recover from self-spins, so
Thank you.
see how that plays out. 2 minutes to go. I suspect we'll only have one more lap. Let's check. Barney's still not waving the white flag yet, so we should be good for one more lap as we see Kevin Zhu popping by. Got Roman Bykov and Zachary Rubin chasing down behind him. It's like that battle between Bykov and Rubin has gotten spicier. Zachary Rubin closing down quickly on the back of Roman's car. They only separated by 3/10 between the two of them. 2 laps to go. They'll have the remainder of this lap plus
I'm
one
so glad
more.
you know how blue flags work, Kenny. That's awesome.
How you doing?
Yeah, now you let everybody by. Of course.
Roman comes across the block off Rubin. Hold down P6. See if Zachary Rubin able to get a run. Oh, looks like Roman lost the back end of the car a little bit heading into the uphill
That's
section.
just ridiculous, man.
That's going to give Zachary Rubin the inside line heading to the corkscrew. He's going to make that position stick.
I'll let you pass.
That'll move him back up into P6. That'll bump Bykov down to 7th spot. As they'll have one more lap to go once they cross the line. Rubin using up all the track with that he can. Oh no, Kevin Zhu coming in for another pit stop. That's an unscheduled stop. That's going to cost him a number of positions.
Take the inside, Austin.
Roman trying to hold on to the back of Zachary Rubin now as they're on the final lap. Actually, let's verify that. Barney is waving the white flag, so they are on the final lap. It's our closest battle right now on track between these two, currently battling it out for P5. So you see our leader, DJ Alessandrini, he's going to head across the line to take this one. Check back in on P2, Philip Adams currently holding off Kevin Mead. Kevin's closed that gap down to about 6/10, but with one corner to go, barring Philip spinning off into oblivion, he should be able to hold down P2.
Thanks, man.
Looks like it'll be second and third place for Adams and Mead, respectively. We'll bring Justin Hall home in 4th place in another Porsche.
Oh my goodness. That was awesome.
Zachary Rubin and Roman Bykov, they're going to come home 5th and 6th,
All right,
head
well, I
into the
was
final
posing
corner.
for a picture, but now I have a Charlie horse in my leg.
Austin Diltz all in his
Gonna
lonesome
need the
in
EMP
P7th.
to the end of the
Bike,
race.
or Lemke and Langer
And a
battling it out till the end. For 8th and 9th.
Come back around to you.
Zane's going to come home 10th. Jay Warren
I'm in orbit.
Sosnowski recovers up to 12th where he started.
Fabian,
Nicely
sorry about
done.
that,
Kevin
Bob,
Zhu is going to
the
fall back to
cars,
13th with
but
that
my
late pit stop. Unfortunate for
all
him.
good, man. It was side by side. I was
And
stopping
it
like
looks like
a couple
that's
laps.
going to be it for our drivers
Fun
on
racing.
track. All the rest of the
I
cars
think I'm
are
slowly crawling towards
lap
you guys
down.
with my like 3 wheels I have.
So congratulations to our winners. We'll take a quick look
Well, my
at the
preview just said the leader went off.
final
so-
results here in 2 seconds.
Is this where you want to be, DJ? I don't have a choice.
Here we go.
I got-
DJ
I
El
got
Sandrini
hit.
brings it home in P1. Philip Adams in P2. And
Oh,
Kevin
I saw
Mead
that.
rounds
That's a
out
huge
the
crash.
podium.
All right, so I
Justin
think
Hall,
we're good,
Zachary
right?
Rubin round out the top 5. Roman Bykoff in 6. Austin Diltz, Brian Lepke,
Probably.
Paul Langer, and Brian Zinn round out the top 10.
Kenny,
Oops.
what were you thinking? That on
Next, we get
that
to
lap
P11 is
For half
Jay
a lap, I'm
Warren,
flashing
followed by
you to
Chad
let me
Sosnowski,
by
Kevin
because
Zhu, Fabian
I'm
Heights, and
less
Justin
than a second
Atchison.
behind you.
16th goes to
battling
Sean
with somebody in
Giroux. It's a nice
position,
run
and
for Sean. We saw
you're
him
just
and
running
Dylan Furlong in
defensive
17th
lines like
battling
there's
for
somebody else on
a
track.
long time, the two of them. Given and taken. Nicely done by both of them. Fozzie Fazillo in 18th. Christopher Diaz in 19th. Mark Miller brings it home
And then
20th.
after I get taken
21st
out,
goes to
you
Morgan
then
Smith,
decide
Tanner
that
Craig
it's
Carney
convenient to
in
let
22nd,
4 cars behind you go by.
23rd to Craig Tester, 24th to Adrian Adams, Jason Estevez in 25th, and then we get into multiple lap down cars of Kenny Till, Troy Banks, Chris Gargano, Michael Bond, Darren Dean, and Chris Treiber. Best of luck next time to those folks. Okay, now it's time to see what kind of carnage we had. Let's quickly scoot back here to the start of the race and see what we can find for excitement. Okay, we're just gonna find the. Looks like Adrian Adams is our first driver here. I had a bit of an. Oh, sorry, that's his second one. There's something back farther. See if we can pick those up first here. So we got the green flag. So Chris Diaz was actually our first driver off. Let's see if we can see what happened. We only caught him at the last second spinning, so let's see if he had any help. So he tries to dive to the inside. Troy Banks. Oh, there's just no room there for 3 wide. Closed out, spun around, and he had to collect himself up there. So let's see. Take another look at that. Let's see if we can get the chopper cam this time on this one. Oh, let's see. He was alongside, had the space. So be interested to see how the stewards look at that one if it gets protested. But Austin Diltz. See what happened to Austin here. Oh, we just got too much of that inside curb. See the car hop up and scoot. Fortunately, he was able to hold on to it, get himself gathered back on track, and minimize the amount of positions lost. Kevin Mead. Let's see what happened to our eventual third place finisher, Kevin Mead. Oh, just a couple tires dropped into the sandbox for Kevin. Oh, and then a couple more for good measure. Pick up what happened with Adrian Adams. I think we missed this one originally. Oh, he just too much of that inside curb. Well, turtle curb. Oh, that's how he ended up getting off. So let's pick this one up as well with the chopper cam. So we didn't see what the slowdown was originally, what caused him to lose so much speed. So he hits that curb there, loses speed, comes back on track. A couple cars, Roman Bikeoff tries to squeeze through the middle and shunts Adrian off into the wall. Ooh, be interesting to see how the stewards rule that, because he had a bit of a rejoin here by Adrian. He's coming through. Bikeoff tries to make it 3 wide. No space there, has to force his way through. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out on that one. I'll be following that one to see what happens. I believe this is just the tail end of Adrian Adams. Oh, this is another. It's a rough night for Adrian, although he did recover. Yeah, just one he's going to want to forget fairly quickly. See what happened to Paulo Langer. Saw Paulo, I believe this is his self-solo spin into turn 2. Oh yeah, that's right. He did tag the back of Kevin Zhu. I can't believe that Zhu's car didn't move at all in that one. It looked like he just hit a brick wall. Well, luckily for Kevin, all his car took was probably a little bit of damage, but Sosnowski, again, this was in the similar corner to Paulo Langer, just a few car lengths back. See Paulo off track there. Sosnowski goes a little bit further. Similar spin between the two of them. Mark Miller drop a couple tires off, or did he have a bit of a spin here? So he's just going to drift, drifts wide into the dirt. Manages to hold on to it though, nicely done. Morgan Smith, that blue and white Audi, let's see what happens to him here. Appears it could be just a couple tires dropped in the dirt as well. Yep, manages to hold on to it. Fozzie Fazzillo, let's see what happened to Fozzie. Oh, they've picked up a Porsche in the blue and white colors. Fozzie with the similar paint scheme, but he's not driving the Audi. Oh, it hammers the inside curb there. Ouch. I'm not sure how that didn't do any suspension damage on that car, but managed to hold on to it. And Austin Dilt's in the same team paint, but he's in the Audi. Oh, same corner, we just saw Fazzillo hammer the curb, but Diltz misses it, but the back end of the Audi says, no, we're not going through here that quick. He's able to safely rejoin, just loses a few positions out of that one. So what happens with Michael Bond here heading into turn 2. Saw Michael involved in a couple incidents out there. Oh, taps the back of Justin Atchison's rear bumper, and the old iRacing. You tap the rear bumper of the car ahead of you, you need to now spin, kicks in. Adrian Adams is going to show up on our no light wheel again. Porsches just don't seem to like that corner. We've seen a number of them spin off there now. Darren Dean, let's see what happened to Darren Dean. So he was battling with Michael Bond. Oh, he just loses the back end of the car. Collects it up, manages to keep it off any of the walls. And does he even lose a spot? Looks like he loses one spot to Greg Brockway. Kenny Teal, let's see what happened to Kenny Teal in the blue and yellow Beamer here. I believe he and Justin Atchison running the same paint scheme tonight. Oh, so Teal Didn't know there was a car on the inside there. I'm not sure what happened. Looks like he might have just turned into. Let's see. So we got the Audi coming up behind. I'm not sure. Hard to see from that angle. Let's see if we can get another look at this one. Not sure what car that is behind. Is it the 2? Tanacrit Carney. Let's see if we can get a cockpit view from Tanacrit Carney on this one. See what he saw coming through. Oh yeah, he was never gonna make that corner. Never, ever, ever was he gonna make that corner. We'll see how the stewards adjudicate that one. Oh. Did we just miss something at the end there? Let's take another look at that. I didn't see that flagged in my instance here, but let's follow this battle a little bit here to see what happens a little later on. So we got Tanacrit Carney in the blue and white Audi up ahead. We just saw him send a dive in on Kenny Teal. Kenny Teal following him, heading into the drain corner. Stewards? Oh, and then he takes out Craig Tester too as well. No need for that. What was Craig doing to him that he decided he needed to hit him as well? Let's go on board into the cockpit on this one and see what happens. We'll listen closely to this, but it appeared as though it was well, you be the judge. Here we go. I'll go radio silent here. Yeah, you be the judge. I've already made it known what I think. That looked fully intentional to me. And then he took out another driver too as well after it. So we'll see if the stewards have the same opinion that I do. By all means, if you think something else happened, comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends, family members, and so forth, because interaction matters. See what happened to Darren Dean here. We saw Darren self-spin not too long ago. Oh, Porsche heading into turn 2. We know what's probably going to happen here. We've seen it so many times here tonight. That Porsche just does not like that corner. Rear motor car with the pendulum effect heading into that corner. It is a real deal. Cars, it just wants to spin right around. Fozzie Fazzillo. Oh, he's going to hit that curb. We can see that coming from a mile away, heading into that corner. He's coming in very, very shallow. So he was able to hold on to it, though, thankfully. Chris Gargano heading into the corkscrew. What happens to Chris here? Oh! Just a little bit of a snap oversteer. It's the Clarkson meme car. Manages to gather it up and keep going, though. See what happened to Tanacrit Carney a little later on. So, of course, after... Oh! What happened up ahead there? What was that? Michael Bond? Let's take a look at what happened here just ahead of Tanacrit Carney. Oh, well, that wasn't Michael Bond. That was somebody spinning Craig Tester. Who was that? We're going to have to... That isn't flagged in here at all. Let's see if we can try and figure out what happened here. So who is behind Craig Tester? Car 11. Dylan Furlong. Yeah, let's go cockpit view on Dylan Furlong for that one. We want this. Dylan Furlong, cockpit, let's see here. Oh, he's carrying more speed, but doesn't mean you can drive into the back of the car ahead of you. We'll have to see how the stewards adjudicate that one. It's going to be interesting. We had a whole bunch happening on that corner as it went through. Christopher Gargano, I think, was just trailing this. Or no, that was a different one. That was his spin before. So Michael Bond that was trailing this. Let's take a look. Yeah, Michael Bond just in behind. As to check up for Craig Tester, nowhere to go. Sends him off track, some damage. Titanic Rick Carney coming through as well, and the blue and white Audi behind. That was a bit of a mess. Let's see if we can pick that up. Chopper view on Michael Bond. Oof. Although he did. Hey, he helped spin Craig Tester back around though. Alright, let's see what happens to Brian Lemke here. As he was battling with Zinn. We heard Lemke come on the radio apologizing to Zinn for whatever happened here. Oh, so he just tapped the rack. Similar to what we saw Bond and who did he get in the back of? Atchison, was it? Where or no, not, but Paul Langer in the back of Kevin Zhu, where he just tapped the rear bumper. Kevin Zhu car looked like it didn't even feel a thing, just kept going, but Langer spins around. Could have been a lot worse for Lemke. He was able to get straightened back out and carry on. Looks like Michael Bond with another off-track excursion here. Looks like he's just dropping a few tires into the dirt. Morgan Smith, one of these blue and white Audis. I think this is going to be a heavy turtle hit. Yep. Oh, you see the cars just get airborne through there. Jason Estevez in behind probably had a good view of that. Let's see if we can find Jason's cockpit view, see what he saw just ahead of Tana Craig Carney heading through here. Oh, that's not the right one. Hold on here. Sorry, Morgan Smith. And then we want Jason Estevez's cockpit. There we go. See if we can see that Audi hopping up ahead. Oh, you can't really see much there. He's a little farther back than expected. Michael Bond's going to continue his adventurous run here. Is this going to be another curb jump? Yep. Hey, the BMWs can do it too. Oh, he doesn't hold on to it though. Into the wall. That, I suspect, spelled the end of his evening there. Yeah, there it is. He's going to tow back. Jason Estevez. I think this is going to be another heavy curb hit. Oh no, they're heading up into the corkscrew. See what happens to Jason. Oh, he's coming in hot. Oh, he just hammers into the back of the 35. Who was that? No, that wasn't Philip Adams. Who was the 35? Let's take another look at that one. Let's get the chopper cam. The 25. That was the 25. Morgan Smith. Oof. It was a hard hit for him. So you see Morgan here heading into the corkscrew. And Jason Estevez just can't get it slowed down in time. plows into the back of him. Sosnowski had a bit of an off-track excursion as well after his spin earlier on. Could this be another... Oh, he hits the hump as well. Oh, he's going to make his pit stop as well. Wise choice. Chris Gargano in the Jeremy Clarkson meme machine. Oh, not sure why. Oh, what happened there? Let's take another look at that. It was almost as if he had a disconnect or something. Let's go jump in the cockpit, see what happened. Yeah. I don't know, it just looks like a disconnect. Wheel just kind of stayed pointed to the right for a bit. Interesting. Chris Diaz. This could be the first Ferrari we see spin in turn 2. Yeah, there's the back end. Manages to hold on to it. Only loses one spot by the looks of it. See what happened to Craig Tester here in the Policia car. I suspect it's going to be another turtle jump. There it is. The Lambo can do it too. So I think, have we seen? Yeah, I think the Lambo makes, we've seen all of the makes of the cars in the race tonight complete the turtle curb jump. Level accomplished. Sosnowski had another off track too. Is this another turtle jump? It looks like he's battling for position here with Fabian Heights. Oh, nice tight quarters battle. Oh, it's like Fabian kind of ran him out wide there. Let's take a look from the chopper cam at this one. So battling side by side through here. Oh, looks like I think they kind of net coated together a little bit, and then that brought it's like Heights' Ferrari over to the left ahead of him. But thankfully, neither one really spun off track there. Craig Tester, is he going to give us a repeat of the turtle curb jump here? Yes, he is. Oh, he's not going to hold on to it this time, is he? Oh, he does. Nice drift save. I'll give him a nice 7.5 out of 10 for that. Zachary Rubin heading up into turn 6. This might be another inside turn jump. Oh, it is. He hits it hard. There was a time a couple seasons ago before they implemented the proper gravel and grass where you got into that dirt like we just saw Zachary do, and you would have had right out to that wall, and it would have been your end of your race. So thank you, iRacing, for finally fixing that. Sosnowski and Heights still battling it out here. What happens to Sosnowski this time? So he's just going to drift wide all on his own into the brown stuff. Kenny Teal heading up into the corkscrew. Comes to a complete stop. Keeps it on track though. Zachary Rubin with a crash here. Let's see. Another Porsche heading into turn 2. We all know what's going to happen here. And there it is. Airway manages to sneak by though. Zachary with another one. Rough last few laps here for Zach. Was battling up for second place. Just drops a couple tires into the dirt. Troy Banks and Mark Miller coming up. It's pretty saw Troy just Get the back end a little loose. Coming in too hot into that corner, spins around. Mark Miller, nowhere to go. Boom. Gets him. Let's see if we can catch Mark Miller's cockpit view of this one. Oh, nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. I think that was Austin Diltz that came by Mark. Let's see if we can get his view of what was going on. I think he just barely tagged him. I'm gonna think there was probably a yellow there. We'll see how the stewards ruled that. But there was, I'm assuming, would have been a yellow flag through that section. Let's see. Did he lift? I don't know. We'll see what the stewards have to say, if anything. What do we got next? It's Mark Miller, Adrian Adams. Mark Miller went off track again after this. I think it might just be a couple tires get dropped into the sand, but Mark unfortunately finishes the day up 20th after a strong run. That the end of a good run for Mark. Kevin Zhu went off track. This could be another curb jump here. Oof, there it is. Saw Kevin have to pit again later on. I'm not sure if it was a drive-through. I didn't catch what the pit line time was. Or if it was possibly for damage. Could have been from that jump there. See Dylan Furlong. So when he was chasing Sean Giroux, battling Sean Giroux, what happens to Dylan here as they head into the final corner? He's just going to drift a little wide into the sand. Looks like Dylan had another off-track excursion here. And Porsche turn 2, say no more. Oh, manages to keep it. Oh, he's just on the exit, drops a couple tires. Zachary Rubin. Let's see what happens to Zach. I suspect this is going to be another curb jump. Oh no. Just got tail happy heading into that corner. Didn't even hit the car. Oh man, the car's coming around. Oof. Craig Tester, Roman Bykoff, and not sure who that was. 29. Is that Atchison or Teal? Justin Atchison, they all had to take some evasive maneuvers there, make sure they didn't get in the back of Zachary Rubin. This happens to Sean Giroux here in the Nomad Lambo. Gonna drop a couple tires off by the looks of it there. And a couple more just for good measure. So we got Morgan Smith. Look at all these blue and white Audis we got out here. Passing his teammate. I believe that's Tanner. Oh, he gets a little tail happy through there. Mark Miller is sneaking through the middle of those Audis. We got Zinn heading off track. Oh, he's getting the razzle dazzle to somebody up ahead. Oh, that's a lap car of... It's a lap car. Which one was that? Kenny Teal in the 28. Let's see if we can take another look at that. Zinn coming up to the lap car. Tries to dive underneath. Oh, wow. Yeah, that probably wasn't the opportunity to try and make that maneuver. Let's go to the chopper cam here. Probably should have waited until they got around the corner to overtake, but Let's see how that goes here. So Kenny Teal just driving slow on track here now. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, and did he DQ? And it looks like that might have been a DQ for Teal. After being a bit of a menace early on, I wouldn't be surprised. He would have got a couple 4Xs from those incidents we saw earlier on. Kevin Mead. Oh, he's going to go out into the kitty litter. He managed not to hit that turtle curb on the inside, though. And it looks like Kevin is our final incident for the checker flag. So congratulations to all of our winners. All of our drivers who made spots, lost some spots, and didn't have overly great nights, or did have good nights. Where are we heading next week? Next week we are off to, let's see, what do we got here? Oh, Mount Panorama Bathurst. Yuck. So that'll be week 10. We're digging down to the nitty gritty. We've got 3 weeks left after this one. Well, this one's over now, so 3 weeks left now. We visit Mount Panorama next week, followed by new track Misano the week after. Misano is a great track. Recommend anybody who hasn't leaped on board that yet this season to definitely do it. It's a amazing track in my opinion. And then we end up in Misano, the Temple of Speed. Not Misano, Monza, sorry. When Misano was the week earlier. We end up in Monza, the Temple of Speed, but quickly before we end, we need to get to our final sponsor, which I didn't have time to get to earlier. DRE, Digital Race Engineer. It's a premium, premium spotter and crew chief. With many additional benefits, you can save 10% with coupon code KENTBIGDOG10. It's built exclusively for iRacing. It's the best iRacing spotter, perfect for VR users. Monitors your racing context and alerts you. It's the crew chief iRacing needs. Use your voice or buttons to control over 400 commands. Get vital feedback from over 50 voice alerts. And there's nothing to look at and distracted by as it's audio-only communication. DRE, Digital Race Engineer. So that'll do it for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we're back live again next week when I'm done chewing out my internet service provider. By the way, if anybody wants to call Rogers and complain to them, tell them get your shish together in the Kitchener area of Ontario. By all means, be my guest. I could use the help yelling and screaming at them. So either way, that's it. We will see you all next time, and bye for now.